Thinking about reading Getting Things Done by David Allen and want to know a little bit more about the book before you buy a copy for yourself? Well, watch this video. Hey, it's Charelle from PropelHer, the place for unashamedly ambitious women who want to achieve more success in their life. Each month, as part of PropelHer's book club, we read a non-fiction book that's going to help you to grow personally or professionally. And in September 2019, we read Getting Things Done, The Art of Stress-Free Productivity by David Allen. Now, I decided to recommend this book because I know productivity and time management are things that people ask me so many questions about. And I know that in this world where we're getting more and more information to deal with on a daily basis, it can feel like your to-do list is just growing and growing. But David says he's got the secret, and let's find out what it is. The book is broken down into 3 sections: the art of getting things done, practicing stress-free productivity, and the power of the key habits. Now, realistically, you probably need to read part 1 and part 2. Part 3 is mainly a lot of like the science behind why the system works and why it's something that you should be giving a go. In the beginning of the book, David talks about how to be productive and to use this system. There are essentially 3 steps. The first step is to capture everything in your life that you think you might have to do or you think might be useful. The second step is working out what needs to be done next. And the third step is to curate and coordinate all of those actions. Now, whilst those 3 steps might sound quite simple, it gets a little bit more complicated than that. But there is no need to fret, because getting things done is a process with a workflow diagram that is in the book. So it means no matter what happens in the future, you can always pull out that page, ask yourself the questions and work out whatever is in front of you, what you should be doing with it. David is clearly a massive fan of adding a number and creating models, and the book is full of more and more and more. So I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm just going to go through the main principles behind getting things done so that you can get an idea of the basic structure, and then you can read more to go into the depth that you might want to. The purpose of getting things done is to help you be able to control everything that comes into your life. And this includes like information, emails, requests, letters, and obviously that is a lot of information that we're all dealing with on a day-to-day basis. But David believes that with just 5 steps, you can deal with everything in a stress-free way. Step 1 is to capture everything. Now, this point is something I think is really important. In the book, he talks about incomplete and open loops and the fact that our brain is having to deal with so much information. And one of the problems is it's constantly reminding us of stuff. Normally not at the time we want to, but it's because it's worried that we're going to forget. Now, using this system, the idea is to get everything out, everything onto a piece of paper or onto a computer, so your brain can just be like, oh, I don't need to worry anymore. And that means when you're doing something, you can focus solely on the task at hand, hence making you more productive. Once you've captured everything, you need to clarify. You need to understand exactly what you've captured and work out, is this something you need to reference, or is this something you need to be looking at further because it needs some sort of action? And is this an action you need to do, or is this something you could be delegating onto someone else? The third step is organizing. So all the things that are left on your plate, you need to work out what needs to be done next, what project are they associated with, do you have all of the information you need to do the next thing? The fourth step is reflecting. Now, this is where David recommends that every single week you do a review. And this isn't something crazy. This is what a lot of productivity people will recommend. Even I talk about it a lot, which is on a Sunday, make time and plan ahead. Now, where it's different is David also says you should be using the Sunday to go through all of the steps of the system. So this would include doing another purge of your brain and ensuring that there's nothing sitting in it and you've got everything out, and that all of your lists and all of your calendars and everything else that makes up the system are all up to date. And finally, step 5 is you need to do the work. There's no point having a system that tells you what to do if then you're not doing it when you're meant to be doing it. So you need to stick to your calendar and you need to stick to the list that you make. The second part of the book focuses on how to actually apply the getting things done method. The book I read was a new edition, and the fact is that David has been teaching this system for years and years, not just through his book, but in person. So he knows how to get people to follow it. And the first things he recommends is you set aside 2 whole days. 2 days that will give you the time to really try and implement this new strategy and also get everything out of your head. He believes that you should have a central cockpit. This should be somewhere in your home or in your office, depending on what you decide, that where you put everything, where you know exactly what is happening, and it means that all those things that come up in your head in the future will have an in tray to go into. This section goes into more detail around how to practically do it, but I did want to highlight something. David clearly is not someone that wants to go into tech. This is a book and he knows it's going to date very quickly. So if you're hoping that you're going to read this book and it was going to say like, Evernote's going to save your life, get a Google Drive, use Asana, this is not the book for that. This book is telling you the process to follow, and yes, you can use some of those tools, but it's not going to be making any recommendations. Whilst David doesn't tell you what tech to use, he does address some of the issues of modern day life in tech. And there are quite a few chapters that are around email, how to deal with email, how to file email, as well as also talking about things that are possibly what you would class as more of a paper system that you, if you think about it, can make a modern day version. So I definitely think no matter what age you are, it will get you thinking and it will give you an idea of what you should be trying. Overall, I thought that Getting Things Done was a great system. I've never come across something that really addressed everything to do with your life admin and your work admin in one whole world. However, the book is really boring. David loves to go on about different models and processes and systems, and that means that there's no real flow in the book. There's nothing dragging you on to read the next chapter, and it just feels very samey, especially because chapter 1 talks you through the process and then chapter 2 walks you through the process, but it's physical application, so it is quite repetitive. However, I do really think it is worth reading. Persevere, people, because there are so many ideas in the book that I thought, oh, this is a great idea. And even if you don't apply the whole system, you could add elements. And towards the end of the book, David himself says that there are plenty of people that implement the strategy in the first place and then they fall off the wagon, or they choose a few things, and that still makes a difference. The fact is, anything, 1-2 pieces of nugget from this book will help you to be more productive, and given the span of how much life you've got left, surely it's worth the read. As I mentioned at the beginning, Getting Things Done by David Allen was read as part of PropelHer's book club. PropelHer's book club is a non-fiction, female-focused book club to help women achieve more success in their life. And each month I choose a non-fiction book to help you improve. So if you would like to have someone else do the recommendations so you know exactly what to read, you can sign up. The link is in the description box. And I would love to know, how productive would you say you are right now? 1 is you are horrendous and it's embarrassing. 10 is you are a productivity queen and we could all be learning from you. Drop a number in the comments and I'm going to be checking it out. Bye for now.